When we think about technological progress, we often picture a gradual climb, each breakthrough building logically on the last. But history tells a different story. Scattered across ancient ruins and forgotten artifacts are clues suggesting that some civilizations developed technologies far beyond what we assume they were capable of. In some cases, these advancements rival modern science, leaving researchers both amazed and puzzled. Take, for example, lost innovations like Roman concrete and Damascus steel, once thought to be lost to time, only to be rediscovered and replicated with great effort. The challenge isn't that these ancient marvels defy explanation. Rather, the knowledge used to create them was simply lost, buried under centuries of history. But what if there were artifacts so advanced that they seem out of place? Objects that don't just hint at lost knowledge, but challenge our very understanding of history. Today, we'll explore one such mystery, an object so bizarre that some believe it's not of this world at all. Before we dive into the details, let's first understand an intriguing term, UPART. Short for out-of-place artifact. An UPART refers to ancient objects discovered in places or time periods where they seemingly shouldn't exist. These artifacts challenge conventional historical timelines, defying our understanding of technological progress. Traditional scientists often dismiss them as anomalies, but for those fascinated by alternative theories, UPARTs open the door to a much deeper mystery, one that suggests civilizations of the past may have been far more advanced than we assume. One of the most puzzling discoveries linked to UPARTs comes from the Ural Mountains, a rugged and ancient range stretching across Russia, dividing Europe from Asia. The region is steeped in mystery. Locals have long reported strange occurrences, unexplained lights in the sky, fireballs and cigar-shaped objects moving in ways that defy explanation. But what researchers unearthed beneath the surface of these mountains is even stranger. It all began in 1991, when a team of scientists set out to explore the mineral-rich soil of the Urals, hoping to uncover valuable resources. But as they dug along the Kozhim, Narada and Balbanyu rivers, about 600 kilometers north of the archaeological site of Archaim, they stumbled upon something far more astonishing. Scattered across the excavated earth were tiny, intricately shaped metal objects, coils, spirals and shafts, some so small they were barely visible to the naked eye. The layers of soil in which they were found had been untouched for hundreds of thousands of years, suggesting that these objects had been buried long before modern civilization even existed. The sheer scale of the discovery raised more questions than answers. The artifacts were not confined to a single location, but were found scattered across a wide area, almost as if an explosion had occurred, spreading the fragments over tens of kilometers. And what made these objects even more baffling was their composition. Studies conducted by the Russian Academy of Sciences revealed that the larger pieces were made of copper, while the smallest, almost microscopic components contained tungsten and molybdenum, metals commonly used today in high-tech applications due to their resistance to extreme temperatures. The precision of these structures was unlike anything expected from an ancient site. Researcher David Wilcock noted that their intricate machine-like design suggested they were manufactured, not naturally occurring. When examined under a microscope, they are remarkably precise, Wilcock explained. They resemble modern coils and micro-components, something we'd expect to find in advanced semiconductors or computer circuitry, not buried beneath ancient soil. The only way to replicate them today would be through machine-guided technology. It's impossible to create such fine detail by hand. Some believe these tiny coils are evidence that humanity possessed advanced technology as far back as the Pleistocene era. Others argue that their complexity is far beyond anything early humans could have achieved, pointing instead to an extraterrestrial origin. The artifacts underwent rigorous analysis at 4 separate research facilities in Helsinki, St. Petersburg, and Moscow. Yet, for reasons still unclear, further investigation into these mysterious structures seemingly came to a halt in 1999, following the death of Dr. Johannes Fibag, the lead researcher behind the discovery. Dr. Valery Uvarov of St. Petersburg proposed a bold theory. These nanostructures might have been part of an enormous transmission and reception system, an ancient antenna of sorts. If this hypothesis were to be confirmed, it would force us to confront a staggering reality. To put it into perspective, these objects date back over 100,000 years, long before modern Homo sapiens had fully emerged, at a time when Neanderthals still roamed the earth. If these coils weren't human-made, then who or what created them? From the moment this discovery was made public, skeptics were quick to dismiss it. Some claimed that the artifacts were misrepresented, while others suggested outright fabrication. But as time passed, additional discoveries of nearly identical nanospirals in separate locations, specifically along the Kozhim and Balbanyu rivers, made the possibility of deception far less likely. Independent studies conducted in other laboratories reached the same conclusions, reinforcing the idea that these tiny metallic structures were not naturally occurring. Whether these spirals are proof of a lost advanced civilization or of contact with extraterrestrial beings remains an open debate. Few UFO cases have captured the public's imagination like the events that unfolded in Roswell, New Mexico. It was the summer of 1947, the dawn of the Cold War, when the U.S. Army Air Forces sent shockwaves through the media with an astonishing announcement. They had recovered a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell. More than 70 years later, the town has fully embraced its extraterrestrial legacy, boasting a UFO museum, alien-themed streetlights, a flying saucer-shaped McDonald's, and even a roadside display featuring an extraterrestrial family stranded in the desert. But beneath all the commercialized alien hype, there lies a far more unsettling truth. The Roswell incident was anything but straightforward. Conflicting reports, government secrecy, and ever-changing explanations fueled decades of speculation. Was it truly a crashed flying saucer, a top-secret military experiment, or even something more sinister? The Roswell Daily Record quickly ran a front-page story about the military's incredible claim, but just as fast as the news spread, the official narrative changed. The U.S. Army retracted its initial statement, insisting the wreckage was nothing more than a weather balloon. Photos were released showing Major Jesse Marcel, one of the first to inspect the debris, posing with what appeared to be fragments of balloon material. For decades, skeptics and UFO researchers alike debated the real story behind Roswell. And in 1994, the U.S. Air Force finally issued a report admitting that the weather balloon explanation had been fabricated. Similarly, on the afternoon of June 24, 1947, pilot Kenneth Arnold was flying near Mount Rainier, Washington, when he spotted something strange on the horizon. 9 unidentified objects moving in a way no known aircraft could. Arnold described them as darting and flipping through the air, almost like the tail of a Chinese kite. Even more astonishing was their speed. He estimated they were traveling at around 1,700 miles per hour, far beyond anything human technology had achieved at the time. Arnold's sighting, followed just weeks later by the infamous Roswell incident, set off a wave of UFO reports across the country. But was he really seeing something out of this world? Could there be more unexplained technologies waiting to be discovered, just like the mysterious nanostructures we explored earlier? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.